You're listening to the Geekcast Radio Network of podcasts.
I can't take that tape from you. If it's unsolicited, I can't touch it.
It's not easy to break into the music business. But these three guys...
What's your secret code?
I can't tell you my code.
...just found a way.
You guys are a unsigned band, and you broke into the radio station to get your demo played on the air?
I just feel a little goofy with a water pistol.
They don't know it's a water pistol. They think it's real.
Oops. Look, all I want to do is be heard, and then we're out of here.
Okay, who are you guys?
My name's Pip.
The band. The band name. Sorry about that.
Oh, man, look, it's the demo's wasted!
Well, what are we gonna do now?
Run!
Hello, police.
I'm surrounded.
I don't want to go to jail. I'm fragile.
Everybody on the floor right now.
Do you mind if I sit in a chair? I don't want to get all crowded.
Yeah.
If she doesn't sit on the floor, I don't know why I have to.
Sit down! Everybody else gets to sit in a chair except for you.
Is everybody okay in there?
He wants to know what your demands are for releasing the hostages.
What's he mean by hostages?
It's the inbreed.
We asked for a whole bunch of weird stuff. This way we can plead insanity later.
Number 13. Naked pictures of B. Arthur.
Excuse me?
I think you're exceeding the maximum weight limit for that belt.
Yo! Is everybody having a good time tonight?
What are you thinking about?
Swimming pools?
He doesn't wear a helmet, does he?
You guys are crazy, man. Y'all are all woohoo.
It's a plastic gun!
A plastic gun!
Now what are you gonna do about that? Chunk style?
Improvised.
The Lone Rangers?
What's wrong with that?
Well, there's three of you. You're not exactly lone.
No idea what you're saying right now.
Airheads.
I cut a deal with them. We gotta send one person out.
I'll go.
One of the hostages, doof.
Sorry.
The music made them do it.
Hello and welcome to the 65th episode of the MWIRE, brought to you by the Geekcast Radio Network. I'm your host, Steve June Lake, and joining me is Steve Megatron. Hello, sir.
Hello, hello, hello.
How are you?
Doing pretty well.
Yes. Today we'll be continuing the Sandler Spotlight Volume 1 with Airheads. Oh, God. Alright, so to set the stage here a little bit, first of all, MWIRE has a new format. Actually, I stole it from Kevin Thompson from another show that he and I are going to be doing, which Steve will also be doing this show sometime 65 years in the future. So yeah, setting the stage here, Airheads is a 1994 American heavy metal crime comedy film. Wow, I don't think I've ever heard that kind of description for a film. Written by Rich Wilkes and directed by Michael Lehman. It stars Brendan Fraser, Adam Sandler, and Steve Buscemi as a group of loser musicians called the Lone Rangers, who take to a radio station hostage so that their song would get played on the radio. Joe Mantegna plays the radio station's disc jockey, and Michael McKean plays the station's manager. Although the film was a critical and commercial failure, it has become something of a cult classic among rock fans and metalheads. When did you first see Airheads?
A couple years ago on Comedy Central, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I had seen it a couple of times. I know that I don't have the DVD, but I had seen, I was at somebody's house, they had it, and they put on the DVD at some point. This was not something that I would have seen in theaters, even when I was still going to movie theaters. It's not a bad movie per se, but it's not like Sandler's best. And of course, this really isn't an all Sandler-inspired film. It's not like Wedding Singer, Waterboy, Happy Gilmore. It's not like any of those because really he only co-stars in it. So Chaz, Rex, and Pip. Oh God, that's the name of his character. Oh jeez. Are a Los Angeles would-be rock band calling themselves the Lone Rangers. The guys are continuously turned down as they try to get their demo tape heard by producers. They finally decided to try to get the local rock station KPPX-FM, Rebel Radio 103.6, to play it on the air. First of all, radio station dial does not use even numbers at all. So 103.6, there's no way that would be an FM.
No, because they always do like 95.1,
yep.
98.1, or 101.5, or something like
yep.
that.
105.1, 106.7, yes.
They usually end at 0.5 if they're going to do a 0.1 or 0.5 is generally what they end at.
Yeah. To play it on air, and after they saw how Rebel Radio helped another band, the Sons of Thunder, get a record deal, their first break-in attempt is using Pip's ATM card and its PIN. Then Rex tries to short-circuit the electronic lock with Pip's big gulp. Oh boy. They finally get in when a station employee comes out and goes back in, and they keep the door from shutting. Oh god. Why couldn't they have just done that in the fucking first place?
Because they're airheads?
Yeah.
Play on words.
Yeah. Once inside, disc jockey Ian the Shark, played by Joe Mantegna, puts them on the air without them knowing. The station's sleazy manager, Milo, played by Michael McKean, overhears them and intervenes after Milo calls Rex Hollywood Boulevard trash. Chaz and Rex shove water pistols that look like real Uzis loaded with hot pepper sauce in Milo's face and demand airplay. After setting up the reel-to-reel for the demo tape, the tape starts and is destroyed when the reel runs out and catches fire in an ashtray. The guys try to run, but Doug Beach, played by Michael Richards, the station's accountant, calls the police and the building is surrounded. I completely forgot that Michael Richards was in this film, and holy crap, it's pretty much live-action Kramer.
I know. It was it was like a comedy version of Die Hard, having somebody on the inside.
I know. Oh, it was so awesome. That part was just so awesome. The whole time with Richards was just great. They soon realized that they are armed hostage takers and begin negotiations with the police. During the crisis, it is learned that Milo has signed a deal to change radio formats, which includes having to downsize Ian and most of the other employees. Ian and the rest of the employees take the side of Chaz and turn against Milo. Eventually, the record executive, who rejects Chaz in the beginning of the film, comes to the radio station, the band signs a record contract, and goes out on stage to play, only to realize that they are supposed to lip-sync the song and fake playing the instruments. They refuse to lip-sync while the music is playing and get a round of cheers from the audience who rush the stage. Afterwards, Ian becomes the band's manager, and we learn that the three were sent to prison, but served only a short time and had their album Live in Prison, which was recorded while the trio was imprisoned. Go triple platinum. Go triple platinum. Oh, God.
Suffering succotash.
Suffering succotash.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. There's a lot of comedy bits in this. I can't even fucking talk. I've recorded like fucking 3, 4, 5 different things tonight, so I'm losing my mind. Which isn't saying much for me. But there's a lot of great comedy moments in this thing. Like Adam Sandler does. I know what it was. He screws one of the radio station employees.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They go into Milo's office and they use his couch.
Squeaky. But yeah, Adam Sandler's character played a complete airhead.
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi was more of an angry airhead. And Brendan Fraser was pretty much the loser that held them all together.
Honestly, pretty much with any of his films, I'm not a big Brendan Fraser fan whatsoever.
For me, I don't mind him. And I don't mind a lot of his films. Especially most of his newer ones. A lot of his older films, before The Mummy, I didn't really care for.
I don't really care for the Mummy films, so...
Oh, I don't either. I like the first one, and then the next two are kind of redundant.
Yep, they are.
The third one's probably the worst one out of that franchise.
Yeah. So we're kind of talking about cast, so let's go into the who's who of the movie. As we said before, obviously, Fraser, Buscemi, and Sandler, Joe Mantegna, Michael McKean. Michael McKean's done a bunch of stuff. He's really he's a really good actor. Let's see. He's also he's from SNL. He did a bunch of
Oh, you didn't remember him for that?
No, dude, it's been so long since I've seen earlier SNL stuff, like last 20 years ago. He was in he was in Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. Holy crap, I didn't know he was in that. Short Circuit 2, yay. Just really great character actor. And as we said, he's done impersonations. He impersonated Jeffrey Dahmer, Howard Stern, Adam West, Elvis Costello, George F. Will, Gary Busey. Oh man, that would have been so awesome. I wish I could see that. That would have been.
Dig it up on YouTube.
Yeah, I probably will. Chris Farley's in this as Officer Wilson. Oh yeah, that's right. He's the police officer that they send out to go to the girlfriend's house to get the other tape.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
he ends
right.
up in the bar. He ends up at some bar. That's right. Let's see. The band Galactic Cowboys perform in the. Oh, these are their cameos. Perform in the film under the name Sons of Thunder. Their sole musical contribution to the film, Don't Hate Me Because I'm Beautiful, was strangely omitted from the soundtrack, and this is not available anywhere. Even the band does not have a copy. Oh, wow, that's kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
The track is highly sought after by Galactic Cowboys fans. White Zombie makes an appearance in the film where they perform their song Feed the Gods at Whiskey A Go-Go. John Melendez from The Tonight Show with Jay Leno and The Howard Stern Show makes a cameo when he admits that he used to masturbate constantly. Oh, God. Wow. Mike Judge makes an appearance, voice-only appearance as his characters Beavis and Butthead. Oh, that's cool. Calling KPPX to tell the Lone Rangers they suck. I remember that. Oh.
That was in the MTV days.
Yeah. And MTV journalist Kurt Loder appears briefly as a news reporter. Harold Ramis appears as an undercover police officer who tries to get into the radio station posing as a record executive. I remember. That's right. I remember that. That was so hilarious because they kicked his ass out. Quite literally, they kicked him in the ass and he went out the door. Wow. Now we're going to get into a segment which a lot of this is going to come into like later movies that we review on MWIRE, but it's called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Pretty much the soundtrack is all I have on here. The soundtrack had songs by Motorhead, Four Non Blondes, White Zombie, obviously, Degeneration, Primus, Anthrax, Candlebox. Oh wow, Candlebox! Holy crap! Stuttering John and the Ramones. Honestly, there really isn't that much. There wasn't that much information on this film. There was no box office information.
Well, the box office information they have is very little.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it only made $5 million domestically, and the budget was 11.
Yep, it was.
So Fox lost money,
yep.
which is not surprising because it's not that strong of a movie. I mean, it was enjoyable for what it was, but I can definitely see why it didn't make any money.
Yeah, and that's going to kind of play into our next little subtopic here on MWIRE. The IGN replacement crew. The options for voting here are: number 1, don't watch this even if it's free. Number 2, worth a watch if it's free on TV. Number 3, worth adding to the Netflix list. Or number 4, this one is a must-add to your DVD collection. Now, obviously, if you're a Sandler fan or if you're a Buscemi fan or any of the actors that are in this film, you should add it to your...
Then you should have it.
Yeah. But if it's something that you've seen on TV in passing and you kind of liked it, this is one of those movies where, for me, if it shows up on TV, I'm like, oh, you know, because it's so old at this point. I mean, it came out when? It's way early 90s. Let's see here. Airheads. Yeah, 94. Yeah, see, this is over 10 years old. And it's, right now for me, it's a nostalgia point, really.
Me, I own it because we own pretty much all the Adam Sandler films.
Yes.
However, it's not one that I could watch all the time, so it's one of those ones I'll pull out every once in a blue moon, just if I want some stupid comedy that's funny.
Yeah.
And pretty much, I don't even have to pull it out because they've got it on the Netflix Instant Queue.
Yeah.
So I could watch it on there.
Yeah. DVD releases, obviously it is on DVD. I think 1994 was before they had all like special editions and blah 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 blah. So I think it's only on single disc DVD unless that there's been some sort of anniversary for it, which I don't see why a film like this would get an anniversary release.
I don't either.
No, I don't either. So, my final words on Airheads, like I said before, it's something that if it's on TV and I have time, oh hey, cool. But it has its high points, it has its low points, but it's not something that I will pop in to a DVD player or my computer, like just because I want to watch. Like, it's not like I have this growing urge to watch Airheads. So it's not exactly a film I would recommend to really people, and like I said, unless you're fans of any of the actors that are in it. Yeah. So that's it. This is a short episode this week, or this day actually. Thank you for joining us here on MWIRE Movie Week in Review. There are several ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Follow us on Twitter. The short name there is GCRN MWIRE, all one word. Mine is TFG1 Mike. What is your Twitter?
SCP-21.
Become a fan on Facebook. Facebook.com/GeekCastRadio Network. Wow, I almost said the J word again. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name, 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoyed this episode of MWIRE and wish you'll join us next time when we'll be wrapping up the Sandler Spotlight Volume 1 with Big Daddy. Oh, yay, Dylan and Cole Sprouse's breakout role. Talk about a sweet life. For now, I am TFG1 Mike with
Steve Megatron Phillips.
Thank you for listening. Until next time.
You made contacts?
No, Sergeant. One guy came out, but he went right back in.
All right, have dispatch get us that number. Let's give him a call. You getting all this, Wilson?
Establish contact, make sure it's not a false alarm. I know the procedure.
Hey, Butterball. I think you're exceeding the maximum weight limit for that belt.
Hey! Wilson! Get over here! I'm sending out a sweep of the Sunset Strip for the girlfriend. I want you there to supervise.
Whoa. Oh. Blonde wearing something tight and black. Great. Grand. Wonderful. Let's put a sock in it, okay? I need to talk to you about Chaz Darby.
Whoa, Chaz needs any bail money, you can just tell him to forget it.
Look, there's a situation down at Rebel Radio. I'm gonna need to take you in. Look, Chaz says you've got a tape. Please.
Hey, check out Ronnie 5.
Don't you think you're out of your league, chunk style?
Look, I don't want to have to bring you boys in on a 148. That's obstruction.
Now what are you gonna do about that?
Improvise.
Plastic gun! A plastic gun? Did you hear that? It's a plastic gun. We're moving in. Everybody get back to the boat! Don't anybody move! Now back up against the wall and put your hands above your heads.
It's a real gun!
Hold back! Behind the barrier!
God help us all!
It's all right, Chaz. Stay calm. We're pulling back.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Put the pig on.
Chaz, is everybody okay in there?
You shitwitch! What the hell was that bullshit? I'm gonna grease somebody in here. I swear to Christ.
Chaz, don't do anything crazy. Hey, what was all that firing about?
You tell me, buddy. You got these guys coming in through the ceiling at me.
Just calm down. I swear to you, we don't have anybody trying to break in. I wouldn't do that to you.
Okay, listen. If this bullshit happens again, I'm gonna start blasting. So help me.
You have my word. Okay, now, how long before you play your tape?
How long? We're working on it. I know, pretty soon.
Now, I have a record executive for you, okay? He'll be here soon. Now, you know my rules. Okay, now, how about sending out another hostage just as a sign?
Holy shit!
In a world, there, I said it, happy,